Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mechanic 2.0. My name is Nick, and as you can see behind me, I've been working this one side here to get acclimated with this job. Today, we're going to do the complete struts. We're going to replace the rotted backing plates, and while we're in there, we're going to be replacing the rear wheel hub bearings. If you are a regular subscriber of the channel, a regular viewer of the channel, you know I did a front suspension video where I did the front struts, I did the stabilizer links and bushings, and I had an issue with the driver's side, broke a bolt, all of that stuff. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link down below. There will be a part 2 to the front. I'm not done yet. I got some other things I want to do to the front. That video will be coming out soon. And I'm going to show you the cause of the dreaded CRV Squat, the negative camber that you see on predominantly on second generation CRVs and Elements, and you'll see it, and you do see them on third generation CRVs to a point. I've seen some bad ones. I'm going to show you how to correct that problem. Let's get ready and let's get started. I'll take you along on the driver's side, but first, you know the deal. Let's go to see some parts. Okay, once again, back over to the bench. Here are the parts. Rear complete struts to match the front, KYB. I marked them. Your left rear is SR4244. Your right rear is SR4243. To me, OEM ride quality. Right. Well, I can't wait to put these in. It's going to ride like brand new now to match the front. As I mentioned a while back, my rear backing plates are rotted. So I got 2 brand new ones from Honda, left and right. Those are the part numbers for that. And while I'm in there, I'm going to replace the rear wheel bearings because I have to remove the old ones to put the backing plates on. So I got both sides. Timken, OE supplier. You can't go wrong with Timken, NTN, or Koyo. I think Timken's this OE supplier for Honda. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. These are fantastic. That's a part number for the rear wheel bearings for all-wheel drive vehicles. And to address the CRV Squat, the problem is the collapsing bushings in the upper link. When the factory bushings collapse and start to compress on either bushing, you get the negative camber, and no amount of spring replacements or lifting it up is going to correct that. Let me tell you what I got to replace it. I went online and I found Siberian bushing. These Russian-made bushings, they use a urethane bushing to replace many factory rubber bushing. I'm going to press out the bushing in the upper link on both sides, and I'm going to press out where the upper link attaches to on the upper spindle on both sides. And no, I'm not going to replace the upper link with an adjustable one. You can do that, but you're not correcting the problem. You're correcting the camber problem, but you're not connecting the initial problem which caused the camber problem, which is failed bushings. By the way, there is an American supplier called Durapart Auto Parts, which imports these bushings where I got it from. I'll leave the link down below if you're interested in having urethane bushings for your Honda, any make and model, other vehicles as well. They have a pretty easy to use website to find everything. So now you know what we're going to do here. Let me interject 1 second here. I'm not replacing everything back there with urethane because I'm keeping the other ones stock. Number one, they're in great shape. Number two, and most importantly, I don't want a really stiff, hard ride back there. You know what I'm saying? I want a little bit of deflection. I want a mostly stock ride. I'm just replacing what commonly fails. That's why I'm doing that. Let me show you the upper link and what I'm talking about with these bushings. Here's the upper link. Now, this part goes to the body of the vehicle. This part goes to the spindle, okay? So this one is the spindle side, and this is a bushing that I'm going to press out of there and install this one in here. And what happens is, now that it's out of the vehicle and there's no pressure or resistance on the bushing, you know, it is rusting on the case. The rubber is a bit fatigued for its age and mileage. So when it's in the car under pressure, this gap is a lot tighter. Okay, now it's relaxed. It's a lot tighter, which means, you know, all the pressures are holding this. It wants to go that way, you know, and the wheel wants to go this way. This is the only thing keeping the camber at bay when everything is new and strong. So that's why I'm doing this now. There's a little bit of negative camber happening on mine, very, very little. okay, but not enough to cause tire wear. So that's why I'm addressing it now. And as you can see, gave a little bit of cleanup here, a little bit of surface rust. I'm trying to keep everything on somewhat of a budget. I'm not going to replace good parts, and this being one of them, just because it looks a little rusty. So it's going to it got a nice little buff and cleanup, and it's going to get a nice coat of black paint after the new bushing is pressed in here. Out of the factory, these cars didn't have this problem. All the bushings are new. And it does have an alignment point back there. I'll show you that in a second. Before you disassemble anything, make sure you mark it there, and then when you're all done, like I'm gonna do, just go get an alignment. So I wanna keep it factory. I'm gonna use the factory alignment points for the rear, and it should come out perfectly with the new springs and all the bushings corrected. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, folks, we're in the cargo area of the CRV. First thing you have to do is, whatever's back here, get out of the way. Okay, if you have the lampshade back here, get that out of the way. Move the seats forward, and then move the seat backs forward like you see here. And this is reminiscent of the water leak video. We're here at the side covers, the access panels to the top of the strut, okay? Take your little pry bar, screwdriver, with a little slot right here. Pop it off, get out of your way. And you can make access to right here. A 14 mil here and a 14 mil here. Remove those, whether it be with impact or by hand, it doesn't matter. Get them out of the way. Okay, so let me show you. When you pull the cover off, you'll see the support brace here. Back here, there's 14 there. And a 14 there. Let's pick up the truck and let's get into it. All right, we're in the air. The second thing you need to do is remove the sway bar brackets and let the sway bar just hang here. Service data says remove the link, okay, off the side you're doing, but it's a lot easier. Just leave the link attached. The links are good. I'm not going to replace these. I'm trying to do, kind of budget friendly. I don't want to replace parts that are good, just the parts that are bad. So bushings are still good. They're nice and tight around there. We're not going to replace those. We're not going to replace the links. So remove the bolts to 2 bolts on each side. Let the sway bar hang. All right. Next thing we're going to do is mark your alignment where it is, so you can put it back in the same spot, and then obviously you have to get a 4-wheel alignment when you're done. So just give it a mark there. I already did this side, and so mark it there. All right, let's go. You can see how rotted this backing plate is. That's why we're changing it. So while we're up in the air this high, let's just loosen this right there. Loosen the other side on the trailing arm. Right there. Loosen that 17 mil. Okay. Do it by hand. Okay. Believe me, that's a good sign. Bolts turning. It's not locked. It's not frozen in the bushing, which is good. We're probably going to take this out, clean it up, put some fluid film in there, or anti-seize, whatever you want. Right, it's coming. Yeah, it's good. It's not frozen in the bushing. That's what we don't want. Okay, that's good. Let's lower the car down. Let's get this caliper and rotor off. Get the 2 rotor hold down screws out. Get the caliper off, 17. If you saw the rear brake video, you know. Okay. Brake hose bracket, 2 12s. That's gotta come off. ABS brake sensor bolt. Believe me, most of the time, a lot of cars, they don't come out, but this one will come out. See, turns. Let's get a little penetrating oil in there. It's got a rubber seal on it. Here it comes. Yeah. See that? 2009, 161,000 miles. Not bad, right? Comes right out. Let's remove the sensor off the upper link, upper arm, whatever you want to call it, without breaking it. Squeeze the tabs. That's one. That's two. Now we're going to loosen the link bolt on the top of the spindle right here, 17 mil. All right. Okay, before we pull that out, let's get the rotor off. Well, fluid film from when I did the brakes. It kept it nice and clean. It did its job, but the rear brake shoes, I'm not going to replace either, or the hardware. It's in really good shape. The brake shoes have minimal wear. I'm going to just clean them up, sand them, clean them up, and reinstall them like I did on the other side. I am not going to put fluid film back on the hub. I'm just going to do a small, a little bit of anti-seize around the hub area, so the rotor does not stick in the future. But I'm not going to put fluid film because it kind of sprayed around. It got inside the rotor, and which led to contaminating a little bit of the emergency brake shoe. Normally, I love using fluid film on the hub faces, but you know, it's got holes. So what I should have done was just use anti-seize, which I'm going to do now. So no harm, no foul. Let's get the axle nut off. 36 mil. Okay, axle. It's going to require a little persuasion to move the axle in. All right. So what are we going to do now? I think we're going to get the brake shoes out of the way. Okay, do yourself a favor, take a picture of this, or a little video of it, so you know the springs go back. Okay, if you've never done this before. It's great if you have this tool for the hold downs. If you don't, you can use a needle nose or a vice grip or something. Needle nose vice grip. Okay. Remember the orientation. So we just set it down so you know. If you got the tool, it's really easy to pop these off. Okay. Got a little surface rust like the other side. Gonna clean that up. It's gonna be just fine. I'll hit it with some rust converter like I did the other side. On all the hardware, on all the hold downs anyway, everything else is perfect. I usually leave the spreader, attached. Well, I did on the other side. It stayed. Well, now it's coming off. Okay, can you see brake shoe? The e-brake cable. Take your dikes. Prime, pull the spring back, lock it down. Just enough to hold it. You're not going to cut it, and just get it out of there. See? Bam. Let's get that off of there. The upper link bolt. Bolt looks clean. We're gonna hit it with some fluid film when it goes back in. We're gonna go back up and we're gonna remove the two trailing arm bolts. On the trailing arm side, they're slotted. So this is an alignment adjuster back and forth. Okay, so you remove them both, it's gotta get aligned. Let me show you, when you pull these out, you wanna tighten it back up. You wanna follow the bolt heads, the impressions on the trailing arm bracket here, all right? First, I'm gonna hit the lower strut hold down bolt, a little panther pea on here. Makes us feel good, you know? That is also a 17. Let's try and crack that by hand. Get the big ratchet. Oh. Okay. All right, turns. We'll finish that off with the gun. The reason why you have to remove both trailing arm bolts and let this thing hang down and move a little bit, because you'll never get the strut out unless those two bolts are removed. All right. Oh, that's tight. Okay, strut's coming out. Okay. Good. Let's get her out. There you go. That's it. We're done. We're out of there. See ya. We're back down. I got to get this out of my way. I got a lot of tension on the e-brake cable, which has got two 10s going to the back of the backing plate, and so I got it hung up so I can. I gotta drive the axle through so I can get the play that I need. If you don't have a mechanic's favorite tool, an air hammer, you could just, you know, pointy chisel, good hammer, and pound this thing through right in the. That's what that hole is for, believe it or not. Other side is a lot harder. Let's see, what we got? Oh, it's still stuck. Okay. Give you some more. Give you some more. You want some more? What I should have done was remove the cable off the backing plate first. So, let's kind of hang that there. And let's get those two 10s off. Not really great to see. Here's the cable. It's a little taut. There's one 10 there and one below it right there. All you can do is use a wrench. So, okay. That broke free easy. How's the bottom? That broke free easy. I'm not gonna bore you with this. I'm gonna work on getting these out a turn at a time and pull the cable out. Let me get this cable out of here. Good. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit here. A little bit of mild corrosion, very little. Clean it up, shoot some film on there. Let's unhook it. There we go. Oh, come on, get out. Come on now, get the axle out of here. Okay, what we gotta do now. The axle, the other side was way worse, but I am going to clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna turn it around, clean it all up. And I'm probably gonna shoot a little reformer on here. Then I'm gonna hit it with some black paint, you know, make it look nice. Slow the corrosion down. Axles are good on both sides. I'm not gonna replace them, no need to. They are perfect. Now, let's get the bearing and the backing plate out of this thing. 4 bolts, 17 for the bearing. It should fall right out. Other side did. Plunk. There it goes. And switch to your 19 mil right here. Holds the backing plate on. Look at that. All right. here we have it. Look at that. That's bad. Okay. I'm gonna do a little housekeeping right here. Before the housekeeping duties, when I say housekeeping duties, that means gonna clean the axle, gonna clean the spindle. But before that, I wanna get the upper link off on the car side here. Also 17 mil. And let's, a few moments later. Isn't that what the cool YouTubers do? Where is that from? SpongeBob SquarePants? I don't know. Let's get it out of there. Oh! Lost the light. That's all right. Okay, now, you see this? Let me get the light that didn't fall. See this decrepit upper link? Yeah, it looks pretty terrible, right? This is all just surface rust. So I am going to go over to the vise and the press, and I am going to take the stock collapsed bushing out, and I'm going to press in the urethane bushing. And I'm not going to do it on this one. I'm not going to show you on this one. I'm going to show you on the other side, which I already did. And I got some nice footage and a little nice surprise that happened during the pressing part. So I'm going to go take care of this while I show you that. Got the link on the vise. I'm going to try and press this out without destroying anything. I'm not going to use an air hammer or heat or anything. My kit over there doesn't have the correct size to fit here, but an old, what do I have here? 32 millimeter chrome socket fits the bushing and looks like it's going to fit inside. And one of the cups I have in my kit will just fit over without sliding off, and we'll let the new bushing or the old one slide inside. So I'm gonna get set up for that, and let's see if we can get this thing out easy, or hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, folks, I got it positioned as best as I can. It's 19 millimeter for this particular driver. So I got one, it's lodged up against here. Gonna use a ratcheting wrench here. I think I got it positioned exactly as I need it. And let's wind it in. So much for using no heat, huh? This thing does not want to move. Just a little bit. Maybe I should have used the press. Looks like it's moving. Took it all apart. It started to move. The problem is I'm a ding dong. The 32 millimeter socket is a little too big to travel through there. So look for another socket and use the screw driver, screw press, whatever you want to call that thing, and or go to the press. Let's see if I can find something that'll actually work. All right, folks, as you can see, we're on the press. I did find a 29 millimeter impact socket that looks like it's going to just touch the bushing and not touch the inner wall of the arm. And I got my cup underneath, and it did start to push through, but I'm not gonna take it apart to show you the 1/16 of an inch of bushing traveling past. It did work, but I think this is going to be better. Yeah. Is the socket hitting? Now I have to check. We did break through. that out. Oh yeah, it's still, no, it's not. Look, here we go, see? Right, is there, there. It's not, should I get a thinner one? What is this? It's touching a little bit. That's what's going on here. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it again. Let me shoot a little penetrating oil in there. Let's go back in there. Let's try this again. Holy, what the? Whew. Okay. Well, it was almost through. I'm gonna reset this all back up. Turns out that this side loosened up. It was a lot loose. I just turned it a little bit. I gotta tighten this up, and this apparently this bottom plate here went level, went crooked, didn't stay level, and it slipped right out of there. Yeah, this is probably the wrong bottle jack for this thing. It is, but this is what we could, man, I'm not even gonna get into it. That was effed up. I could have broke a lot of things. So maybe I'll just set it up on the, no, stupid me is gonna put the bottle jack back in. We're gonna do it that way. Let's go. Okay, folks, we're back. Set it all back up, tightened up what I had to tighten up. Now I'm aware of, got the correct size bottle jack ordered. I just ordered it. It's gonna be here probably in a couple of days. That's that. I'm gonna use this. It's a lot stronger than using the, the screw press. So let's finish pressing this out. And it's out. That's it, and it's out. Clean that up and get ready to press it back in. Got it all cleaned up and sanded out most of the powder coat and a light coating of synthetic grease. And let's set this thing up here. Oh yeah. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna press it right down to the top of the bushing line right there. Okay, a little more. Let's check that. Okay, there it is. That is beautiful. How's that? Okay, let's finish this link off. Let's clean it up and make it look pretty. Here it is, final product. Amazing what a little black paint will do, huh? Looks pretty damn good. I'm happy with the results. I just wanted to show you what that looks like. All right. All right, let's, so you just saw the other side, all the excitement, and it came out really nice, right? Well, that's how this side's gonna look. But let's press the spindle bushing out, which is starting to collapse. Hold on, seen better days. It's also, this one's really starting to collapse, forcing the top of the tire inboard. So let's press this out and press in the new urethane bushing that I got. Press kit, by the way, I got it from eBay a couple, 3 years ago. It does the job. It's not the strongest thing. If something breaks in a kit, they don't make replacement parts for it, but the whole kit was like 140 bucks, like 3 years ago. I don't know what it is now. I'm just gonna drive it home
Get the old Ugga Dugga. Oh, come on now. Very good. There you go. Let's get set up to press in a new one. That's what I mean about these tools. It's these cups they're fantastic. They're indestructible. What breaks is the cheap rollers and the threads. They gall, and no matter how much lubricant you put on there. And I'm asking a lot of this one here. So let's see if I can get this in there. I think we're gonna send it, see what happens. Oh, here we go. I think that's it. Nope, one more. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. All right. Okay, spindle bushing is installed. 100 times better than factory. Okay. What's next? I'll tell you what's next. You can see we set the sun together. It's been a long day, and I'm gonna call it a night right here because as we were working, look what happened. The inner CV boot tore off. So, I just got back from the auto parts store. I got a universal boot kit. Let me show you that real quick. Here's a universal boot kit that I picked up from AutoZone, which it's left at 9. They're closing now, but I just got back a little while ago. Got the universal boot kit. As you can see, you can cut it down to length, and universal boot clamps, grease. So I didn't plan on it, but I'll be showing you me replacing the inner CV boot on the left rear axle there, and then we'll go ahead and clean it all up, and we'll replace the backing plate and the wheel bearing and all that other good stuff. But I'm so annoyed right now. I could go further tonight, like I just said. I could stay till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever I want, but there's a car out there I could take home, and I'm just done for the night. So I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. We're back at it again this morning, and hopefully you and I will not set the sun today. I don't think we will. I think this will all be done today. So, see behind me, I got the axle out of the car on the vise here to do the inner CV boot. So let's get over there. It's still clamped in there, and the rubber broke, but the axle's good. I mean, these things are. I would never put an aftermarket axle in the car because they're garbage. The rubber doesn't last long. The axles are good, so I'm going to replace the boot. Let's see here. Here's the universal boot I just showed you. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this part right here, and I'm going to cut it right there. So let me go cut this off real quick, bore you with that, and let's take this one apart. Let's get these clamps off of here. Let's get the boot cut. be a clip in there. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I just want this off. I know I can take it off this way once I get the bearings off, but see, now I feel better. C-clip. Ha-ha. Came out in one piece. Didn't bend. That's good. What, did I think it was gonna come out easy? Yeah, I did. Just tap it out. That is not cooperating. Well, on the way back to the shop, had to drive all the way out to Queens to one of our parts stores that we use is open today, and they had the axle. So remember when I said I would never use a non-factory axle? Well, change of plan. Yeah, what can I say? Done a lot of done hundreds, if not thousands, of inner axle boots. Once you remove the clip, the three-wheel bearing is supposed to slide off. If not, it will tap out with an air hammer. I'm getting on the highway now. Or a little bit of heat. Well, this I don't know what happened. I guess the shock wave of the either the shock wave of the air hammer, or I touched it. I probably touched it, so it's definitely my fault. So, hey, it is what it is. The axle my cost was $100, brand new, but it's Chinese. You know, the bearing and the metal parts will probably be okay. It's the rubber, the boot rubber, that doesn't last. But anyway, it is what it is. So we're on our way back. Took about 30 minutes to get here, and it's going to take probably 45 to get back because of the traffic. So I'll see you at the shop. Yeah, I got the axle popped in there, no big deal, right? That's in there. Doing some housekeeping, getting the corrosion off of here. Clean the corrosion off the parking brake bracket. Gonna get the wire brush, clean up in here, blow it off with some brake cleaner. Spurts a little fluid film in here, and then ready for reassembly. Housekeeping all done. Everything's cleaned up, nice and shiny. Everything's all. Where are you? I already showed you that. What I didn't show you is let's see, where's? Let me get a light here. Another light here. Look, I installed the upper link. That's after the bushing is pressed in the rear there, all cleaned up, coat of paint. Looks really nice. I got some fluid film on the bolt and inside the bushing, and it's loose, obviously. Okay, now we're ready to throw in the backing plate and the bearing. So, like I said earlier, right here, I took this bolt out completely, cleaned out in the inside of the bushing, shot some fluid film in there, put the bolt in there. Not a sponsor, by the way. And so that's ready to go. This one's good too. So now we have nice and loose. The right way to when you're tightening these bushings down is you want this to be at ride height, as you know, because if you tighten the bushings down while it's fully extended, and then you go put it on the ground, you'll twist the bushing. You'll have this preload on there that will just wipe the bushing out, and you'll probably get a suspension creak and squeak. So since I'm not going to put the wheels on and crawl around on the floor. I don't have a drive-on lift. What I'm going to do is once we get the backing plate and the bearing on here and the axle pop through there, I'm going to install the strut. And then I'm going to leave the strut not connected on the bottom here, and I'm going to elevate the suspension once it's all up there at ride height, simulated ride height, where this would be like this normally if everything's attached, like the other side is right now hanging down. So I'm going to elevate the entire suspension up to about right there, which is about ride height, tighten everything down, and then install the bottom portion of the strut. So that'll give me, so all my bushings will be perfect. So let's install the backing plate and bearing first. Hey, look at the trailing arm connection over here. See, like I said earlier, they're slotted on both sides. So if you remove this bolt, this car needs an alignment. So because this is an alignment point, it can move this way or it can move that way a little bit. Depending on what you need. So, hey, well, that's just more fluid film, because I love this stuff. It really is an amazing product, not a sponsor. So I remember to actually show you that. It's not perfectly round. It is a small adjustment there. All right, let's put this bearing and plate back on, and let's button this up. So we're about to put the bearing in, right, through the bottom, obviously, and the bolts are nice and clean. So if you ever have a chance to use Loctite, and I started using this stuff, the Loctite stick, looks like a giant piece of giant chopstick, okay, lip balm. It's really fantastic. It works really, really well. You just gotta put a little bit like that. You see that right there? Well, I can never. All I have is focus issues. That's all I have. There. So do that to all 4 bolts. Put it in. Click. 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 All torque to factory specs. Oh, it's looking good. Looking good. Let's get this in there somehow. What's this? What's that? Oh, I am just fucking done here. Once again, fucked over by my auto parts store. You see, what you just saw was me being happy I found the axle after the old one, I destroyed it or whatever, it was no good. I had to go get another one. Happy to get it. The axle in the box was for the right rear, inside of a box labeled for the left rear. And just opening it up, I checked it at the warehouse in Queens. It looked like the correct axle, but it's about 3 inches too long. And you saw me discover that and, you know, flip out, you know. People, it's Sunday and it's 20 to 4 on a Sunday afternoon. And, you know, like all of you, I have work tomorrow and I have to get that car out of there. So, AutoZone to the rescue once again. We're about 4 miles away from the shop. We're in here in Long Island at a AutoZone location in, we're at Levittown. So, this time this is the correct axle. I made sure of it. And it was about, this one cost me $150. So, it doesn't matter now. So, I guess you and I will set the sun together today. Hopefully not, but anyway, it is what it is, huh? Like the saying goes. Anyway, let me get out of here. I'll see you at the shop. All right, we're back. I had a little lunch, watched a little Sundays with Ola on YouTube, and now we're back. Got the axle in there, got the new nut it came with, lightly threaded on there. Look at the contraption when you're working alone. How I'm holding the strut up into the cavity. Now I'm going to gently, ever so gently, ever so lightly. Yeah, got one on there. If I freaking sneeze, the vice grip's probably gonna pop off. So, okay, got that one there. And the other one is right there. Let me go do that. And after I zip that down with the gun, I'm gonna pick it back up and then going to attach the trailing arm and get it on ride height and lock everything down. Line up the bolt heads with the original impressions, which these are pretty damn close. Now I gotta tighten the upper link. Click. Let's send it up and attach the bottom of the strut. Oh, look at that. Oh, lucky me. Let's see. Ugga dugga time. Oh. All right, folks. Sway bar's on. Now let me bring it down. Let me just quickly attach the brake cable bracket on and put the ABS sensor in. You saw me remove it, same situation, it goes back on. And then let me quickly throw on the e-brake shoes for you. Hey, we're in the home stretch. Got to put these mint condition, cleaned up Honda e-brake shoes back on, clean up, get the hardware all cleaned up and protected. And while I take my time doing this and having a cold snack, I'm going to show you putting it together on the other side. It'll be the same thing as this side. Enjoy. All right, let me throw the rear tires on. Everything's torqued. The axle nuts are torqued, very important. Everything's tight, ready to go. Let me put the rear tires on, put it on the ground, and see what it looks like. Wow. Now it matches the front. Look at that. Look at that. Look how high that is now. It's gonna settle a little bit, but if you saw the first suspension video, remember how low the front was? Look at, and it's settled just a tad. It's still nice and high. Very nice. Oh, the camber looks perfect. Yeah, very nice. That is freaking awesome. Oh yeah, this is freaking fantastic. All right, boys, here it is. Here's what we replaced. Old struts, the old bearings, all 4 bushings, the rotted backing plates, and the axle that disintegrated. I wasn't thinking, because I probably could have avoided this if I wrapped it up with tape and maybe zip tied it around to keep it from moving forward, moving out, and I could have gotten this off. Because I've had some doozies in the past and I've gotten them off without damage. Figures on my car, hey, whatever. And there we have it. All right, everybody. The trials and tribulations of the auto parts store screwing you over. Right box, wrong part in the box. And it happens here more than you think. And doesn't matter what part store it is. The thing is, it put me through some changes, I tell you. And being a hot-headed Greek, it is what it is, right? Do me a favor, click on the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? I'm trying to grow the channel and I really can't do it without you. I really need your help. If you like what I do here, click the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Share it and leave a comment, questions, concerns down below. I read every comment. And if you want, you can follow me on Instagram. And also, I am new to X. So I'll leave both of those on the screen down below here. I have a part 2 coming up soon on the front suspension video. So you want to stick around to see that. And thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a great evening. Have a great day. Have a wonderful afternoon. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. My impression, this thing rides like brand new. It feels like it just came off the showroom floor. It's a touch firm, but not harsh at all. It feels bone stock, but more responsive, more agile. What a pleasure to drive now, with all 4 struts and those urethane bushings back there. I mean, the alignment is just a hair off. I'm gonna get the alignment probably tomorrow or the next day. Definitely gonna do a 4-wheel alignment, but I am so happy it was definitely worth all the ups and downs went through in this video. So again, if you watch this far, all the way to the end here, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.